Prather for Saturday?
Prather should be good to go. He practiced today. Stomach issues. Wasn't feeling well. Obviously, he needed to make the trip to Rutgers, so I still think he's getting over that. He's already no-go today in practice. Still dealing with his ankle sprain right now. Not sure when we'll get him back. What kind of availability he'd have tomorrow for practice. Obviously, he doesn't practice tomorrow. He's not going to play. But we're trying to maybe get him looked at by a doctor or take an X-ray and MRI if there's anything more to it than what we think it is.
How did that injury? How did that happen? Somebody said it happened at the end of the Yale game.
Yeah, it happened in the Yale game, and then
he finished it.
I guess. Yeah, then I guess we had one day, so he wasn't able to go on Friday, and then didn't play obviously on Saturday, and just still being nailed by it. So until he feels like he can go and move and put pressure on it, we're just kind of moving forward without him.
You think about the road and the 11 a.m. start. That's a little kind of unique or something.
Yeah, I think it's just the price of having our league wanting to play on TV as much as it is. I think everybody, whether it's a 9 o'clock game somewhere, whether it's an 11 a.m. game, I think we all realize that we've got to do things for the league and for the exposure that ESPN is giving us. So, I think that's part of it. But you know what? We're playing 11 a.m. and so are they. So we all got to, just make sure we're ready to play.
Cody Larson, is he available now? Is he back to health again?
Yeah, he's doing good. I think he's lost a bunch of weight. He had strep throat. They actually thought it was more severe than that, but we came back from Christmas and really with a lot of ailments. Casey Prather was sick. Cody Larson, had issues. Irving Walker was sick. Brad Beal missed a day or two of practice. The unfortunate part is when you have these guys together as much as they are, and they're in the dorms together and they're here, it kind of like runs its cycle through your team, and everybody kind of has to deal with it. So, I think we're moving closer to being, more of a healthier team outside of Mike. Mike's the only guy that's got really an injury right now, but everybody else was in practice and ready to go.
How happy are you with the balance? You mentioned the other night, one night it's Herb, one night it's Brad, one night it's Kenny. How pleased are you with where that is at this point?
Well, I think it's got to be that way. I think they've got to understand that too. What's the goal in the game? And I think, like for someone like Brad, I think it was an incredible learning experience for him coming out of a game where, I think maybe one team this year had scored 70 points against UAB. I don't think anybody shot above 50% from the field. And Brad obviously had a tough shooting night. He was 2 for 15. And we still scored 79 points, and we still shot over 50% from the field. And I think part of it is getting them to understand that there's nothing wrong with wanting to get better, wanting to improve, evaluating your play at the end of the game and saying, here's how you get better. But it can't be a situation where we're not focused on the things that we got to do on a particular night to give ourselves the best chance to win. And I think that we have guys that care, and I also feel like sometimes they get it a little bit into, they get down on themselves a little bit. I think they're too critical of themselves sometimes, and they got to realize that whether or not they're missing or making shots, that's not the issue. The issue is, are you taking good shots? And if they're not going in, that's part of the game. But I think that we've got to be a team where, and I've said this before, Irving Walker takes only 4 shots against Yale, and then he comes back basically 48 hours later and he scores 23. And I think that's what you want to have, is that kind of balance where you look down at a stat sheet and maybe you don't have anybody averaging 25 points, but on a given night there may be 3, 4, 5 players that could get 25 points. Irving's had 23, Patrick had 25 against Arizona, Kenny Boynton's had 26 multiple times, Brad Beal's had over 20. So at least I think when you look at our team, we have the ability that on a given night someone's got the opportunity.